All right, so the first thing we're going to do in this project is we're going to update the header.jspf file so that hitting the cart button will take you to the cart page, and the number of items in the cart will truly reflect the cart that you have in your session. So before I do that, well, actually, let me do something, and I'll just do it along the way. So the cart icon here right now, it does nothing. I can just type in cart there, and that will solve that problem. That's going to take me to the cart page, because it takes me to the cart servlet, which will then forward me to the cart.jsp page. I believe this action is already in my cart servlet. Yep, there it is, /cart. Okay, so that should work. And now I've got this number 3 hard-coded in there, and I'm going to change that to an expression. And the expression will be an if-then-else. So it will look like this. There will be a condition, and we'll check that condition, and we'll write something if it's true in there, and something if it's false in there. So the condition I'm going to use is empty cart. So there will be a cart attribute, which will be a session attribute. You can see that IntelliJ cannot resolve this. We might temporarily fix that. I'll talk about that in a minute. But if there is empty cart, means it's looking for this cart attribute, and if it can't find one, empty cart is true. And we're just going to put a 0 if empty cart is true. If empty cart is, if cart is not null, then we're actually going to use that and say cart, and I believe number of items is what's needed there. Okay, and you can see again that IntelliJ cannot resolve this. There is a fix to that, but you've got to be careful with it. You can declare that cart as a bean. So I can say JSP useBean ID equals cart. That's going to be the name of my variable. And the scope is going to be session, because my cart will be in the session scope. And the type will be the type. And as soon as I put this type in here, business.cart.shopping cart, then I just close that. And now, hopefully, you can see that it is recognizing this cart. In fact, if you take away number of items, let's see if this works. There it is, number of items. Okay, now having said all that, it's wonderful, right? Except the problem here is that if this shopping cart attribute doesn't actually exist, you will get an error when it tries to compile this JSP page, and you will get a problem, and your page may not display at all. So that's a problem unless you know you're going to have a shopping cart. The way we're setting this project up is we don't know if we're going to have a shopping cart item, because a shopping cart object, because we only get a shopping cart item. I apologize. We only get a shopping cart object once a client hits the add to cart button for the first time. So before that, we don't get it. So this will not display properly. For this page, probably I would not use, for that reason I probably would not use this with the cart object. But honestly, I might just use it just temporarily so that the IDE recognizes my cart, and then just before I actually run it, I can always comment it out. All right, now it's back to not recognizing it, but you know, at least I know that cart does have a number of items property that I can use. Okay, so that should take care of the cart. Let's go ahead and redeploy this. And it looks like it's finished. And I'll just go to my bookstore and refresh this page. And you can see that now it has a 0, and that is the correct number of items in my cart because I never clicked on the Add to Cart button yet. If I go ahead to my category page and I click on my Add to Cart buttons, that number does not increase, and that's because I have not made these buttons do anything yet. So that's our next thing to do, but we can click on the cart and get to the cart page. So there is some progress there.